Alrighty. We are here not to do Skyblock, but to learn. Second day streaming. Doing nothing. Alright, let me pull up the chat. And then... we don't want to hear ourselves. Alrighty, guys. We have 1 hour to continue studying. The answer is 4. All right. What is the layer at the tip of the arrow? So this is the inside of the eye, the part that actually detects light. This is the retina. So I'm just trying to remember the name of everything. So this is the optic disc, and then the white dot is the what was it? The fovea centralis. That's the part I was trying to remember. So retina. Yeah. So white layer. This is the outside layer of the eye, which is the sclera. We're doing a ton of random stuff today. It's 4. All right. Lacrimal gland. It's the gland that's on the eye. Makes you cry. All right. So the circle would be what I just said, which is the optic disc. Oh, wait, no. So this is the optic disc, that little thing. So this is the fovea centralis. Wait. Why does it say 2 little things? It's the macula lutea. That's the same thing, isn't it? The macula. Yeah, so the macula is that same thing as the macula fovea centralis. Let's see the difference again so I remember this. So the fovea centralis is where your eye is actually focused. The macula is your blind spot. Okay, so this is the macula lutea, and then, which is your blind spot. And then there should be a little dot somewhere around here, which is the fovea centralis, but I guess you can't see it. So, macula lutea. Okay, structures. This is in the ear right now. So this is the vestibulo, this is the cochlea, this is the vestibulocochlear nerve, and then these are the circular canals. Oh, vestibulo. So I have a practical on this in like an hour, so that's why we're doing this random stuff. Stapes. So this is the little, you have 3 tiny bones in your bodies. Stapes, incus malleus. So this one's the stapes. Specific nerve branch. This isn't on the nerve, but this is just the cochlear branch. It's not going to count that as... Oh, that is exactly what it wanted. Wow. Usually on those, they have a big answer. So dark layer. So retina's on the inside. Then it's the choroid. Then it's the sclera. So I'm assuming that this one wants the choroid. Yep. Got 8 viewers watching me do homework. That's funny. So dark layer. The tip, the arrow. I'm assuming it does want the choroid again. It's hard to see on those. Okay. The hole at the tip of the arrow. So this is actually just your eye, you know. So it's your pupil. Pupil's just a hole. So the structure at the tip of the arrow. So this are the muscles that control your focus of your eye. And I don't remember what that one was called. So what was it? So it's the ciliary bodies. Mana regen is very OP. So these are the ciliary bodies. And they look really different from the back, but that's fine. So this is more sclera, I think. No? What is this? Oh, conjunctiva. Okay, so this is the part that goes around like to your eyelid. Conjunctiva. So many different things. The layer at the tip there. So I'm doing this one because I don't know the eye very well. There's a ton. There's like if we were to do all the fill in the blanks for just this thing, which is not all the material. We got 87 terms here, 97 terms there, and 67 terms there. So that's like 200. But the real difficulty isn't that it's just 200 things. It's that, like, if we go to show all, it's that, you'll have to know, okay, if you're looking at the human brain, what is this? So then, it's the intermediate mass of the thalamus, and this is the hypothalamus down here. But then you have to be able to recognize that on this portion of the sheep brain, which is really hard to see. And then you need to be able to recognize it on a top view of the sheep brain, and then a side view of the sheep brain, and then a view of like a weird brain, like a different version of the sheep brain. Like this is the pineal gland, but they get hard to see. Coins quickly, auction flip. Always auction flip. Also, I don't know why I don't have my camera on. I guess I closed it. You guys get to see me. Woo. Okay, but anyway, let's keep doing the eye. So the layer at the tip of the arrow, we're looking at the back of the eye. It's kind of hard to tell, but this should just still be the retina. I don't think they've peeled anything back. So these are the things we're just looking at, the ciliary bodies. I misspelled it wrong, though. Yeah, it's just one L. So these are, again, the inside view now, but see how different it looks and how different it seems? This is just bio, yeah. I'm in college, but yeah. So the specific structure, this dot here, that's either going to be the optic disc again, or the fovea centralis. So the optic disc was the macula, so I'm assuming it wants the macula. Nope, just wants the optic disc. It's so hard to see on these. It's a disc with a C. Okay, same. Okay, so this is your tympanic membrane or your eardrum. So it's like your tympanic. What was the space? Let's see what the answer was. Tympanic cavity. That's what it was. Tympanic cavity. Because it's just right behind it. I knew they had tympanic in the name. Dark layer again. So this is again the choroid, because we're underneath of the sclera. Specific tissue. So this is going to be conjunctiva again. Pretty sure. No? Adipose tissue. Oh, okay, yeah, because it's just fat. It's so hard to see on these. In person, when I'm taking this, we're going to be able to actually look around it. So this tiny blue dot, I'm pretty sure, is the canal of Schlemm. Yeah, so that's right. This is just in parentheses. But yeah, canal of Schlemm is the right answer. So this is the thing that equalizes pressure in your eye. So you don't get like fluid enters the eye, and this is the part where it comes out. Clear structure, cornea from the eye. I don't know why I was forgetting that the other day. I just could not remember cornea a ton. Specific nerve branch, so we already did that one. We're going to skip it. This is just your optic nerve. So these are the muscles I do not remember. Tensor tympani muscle. So tympanic muscle, tympanic membrane, tympanic cavity, tensor tympani muscle. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fun to explain the answers. So that's the answer on both of these. So this part here and here is the tensor tympani muscle. So I'm going to try and remember that because tympanic membrane, tympanic cavity, tensor tympani muscle. Let's go over the brain again so I remember the order of these nerves. Which one has the brain? Like just labeled sitting like this. Oh, it was on the practice. So let's go over to the practice that I just took. And let's go over the nerves in order, because this is the one that I want to remember, because I didn't know this at all. So the very top here, way up here, you can't see it. We've got, these two white things. This is the olfactory for your nose. So it's the olfactory bulbs and the olfactory nerve. Then these are the optic nerves and the optic chiasma, which is the chiasma is the name for when the nerves cross from left to right, because your left eye sees from the right, like goes to your right side of your brain, and your right goes to the left. So those are those. So it's O. So the next one is oculomotor, because it's olfactory, optic, oculomotor. So these two are oculomotor. And this thing right here is your pituitary gland. I'm explaining for both the viewers and myself. Mostly right now, myself, I guess. So yeah, pituitary. Then we have these two. So trochlear is this little one here. And then this big thing is the trigeminal. This is just a lab practical, so I don't think I need to know the functions of them for the lab practical. Not right now, at least. So then after that, we've got abducens, which are these front ones. Then we have facial, and then vestibulocochlear. Right? Is that right? That seems wrong. I'm saying it now. Yeah, vestibulocochlear. Then we've got this front one, which is the glossopharyngeal. Hypoglossal on top of it, because hypo means below, so I guess it's below it technically if the brain was flipped. This is uni. This is the vagus nerve, and then this one is the accessory nerve. Cool. So we were on, yeah, I just want to remember that. Okay. Let's go back to the eye, because that's what I was doing, right? Yeah. The eye, clear structure. So this thing would be the lens. I mean, it's just the lens of your eye. Next structure. Yeah, same thing. Then the whole pupil, you guys know that. Bunched up layer. So this would be the retina. They've pulled it up, but they like peeled it back so that you can see the choroid. So the layers of the eye, right, it's the retina on the inside where light hits. Then behind that, you have the choroid. And on animals, the choroid is the part that glows. It's like reflective, so it looks all blue in this. And then behind that is the sclera. This isn't an online assignment. This is just practice for the exam I have today. So, tensor tympani muscle. I need to remember that. Tympanic cavity. And then this is just the tympanic membrane. So, that's just the tympanic membrane, which is your eardrum. Clear gel structure at the tip of the arrow. So, this is your lens. Then this front one around the lens should be still the aqueous humor. No, is the vitreous humor still? This is behind it? Okay, so vitreous humor is the one that's behind the lens. Yeah, I guess. And then aqueous humor is between the lens and the cornea. Darn. Okay, so this is the pinna, or the outside of your ear. Pinna. That's what I'm going to write. I'm not going to write auricle. Pre-nursing right now. So this is the external auditory canal. Then this is the internal auditory tube. Yeah. Structure at the tip there. I can't see anything in that. I'm not answering that. Name the structure. Okay, I thought I was going to say layer. But yeah, choroid. So, retina, choroid, sclera. Optic nerve. Yeah, that one's obvious. Clear structure, that's just the lens. Clear structure, that's the, so this is the very outside of the eye. The lens is back behind. So that's the cornea. See, I just randomly forget this stuff. Randomly, I'll forget cornea or other ones which I know. Okay, cornea. Anyway, I don't remember that. I don't know how I keep forgetting that. Yeah, that's just the optic nerve again. So, okay, so these are the two things. So this is the blind spot, and this is the actual, so this is the optic disc, right where the nerve goes. And then this is the macula. So this should be the optic disc, right? Yeah, optic disc. Then this dot is your blind spot. I mean, this is your blind spot, and this is your focal point. So this is the macula, right? Because fovea centralis, what's the name of it? Let's go through this. Yeah, the fovea centralis. Yeah. So this is the fovea centralis. This is the optic disc. Optic nerve, optic disc. Oh, it's hard to tell them apart. Oh, so they are just different. Okay, this is a good drawing of it, actually. So the optic disc, and then you have the macula lutea and the fovea centralis. So optic disc is your blind spot. The macula lutea is your like focused area, and the fovea centralis is your focused vision. So this is where all your vision is supposed to go. Then that's where the focused vision is, like the exactly what you're looking at versus all the other stuff. Okay, that makes sense. For some reason, those were confusing me. But yeah, so like looking at this would be the fovea centralis, and then the optic disc is right here, and then the very around the fovea centralis is the macula lutea. Okay, cool. Did I get a haircut? No, I just took a shower. So optic disc, yep, answer. The space at the tip of the arrow. Do not remember that. Yeah, so there's the anterior and the posterior segment. So anterior controls has like the lens, the ciliary bodies, the cornea, and then the posterior is just the eye fluid. So blue structures, you guys know what that is. It's the iris. Name the tan structure. So the tan structure is the extrinsic eye muscle. I know that. Hole at the tip of the arrow is the iris. Pupil, sorry. Blue structure. Doesn't look very blue in this, but yeah, iris. Normally clear structure at the tip of the arrow. I can't tell what exactly I'm looking at. I think this is behind, so it's the lens, but it's hard to tell from these. Clear structure at the tip of the arrow. So this is the cornea. It's the outside. 67 items. So many things. Okay, so now we know what these are. This is the optic disc. This is the fovea centralis, and this is the macula around it. So this little dot is the fovea centralis. Okay, now I know that. Good to know now that the exam is in like an hour. So that's the outside layer is the sclera. The white layer is the sclera. We just did that. So bones. Stapes, incus, malleus. Do a flit? No. So malleus, incus. So this one's incus. Donate $5 and I'll do a flip buckles. I got you. So external auditory canal, internal auditory tube. So just auditory tube, but same thing. Give me contraband and I'll do a flip. Sclera is the outside layer. Whole layer shown here will detail photoreceptors and layer is on ball to the right. So this should just be the retina then. Yeah, it's weird that it has such a long description. Cough up $5 buckles. I'll do a backflip right now. Cornea on the outside again. Normally clear structure at the tip of the arrow. So again, cornea. 3 of those in a row. Detail of layer with photoreceptors here. This is so weird to see like this. I think it's still supposed to just be the choroid. No, it's the retina on the inside. So, because this is a different drawing. So this is the retina, and then this is supposed to be that exact same thing, just flipped on the other side. Right, Buckles, I know you make money. You make so much more off YouTube than I do. So this is the optic nerve right there. It's coming out the back. So the shiny blue-green structure is the choroid structure here. This one was actually like your carotid artery, I think, weirdly enough. Yeah. So it's the internal carotid artery. Hold the tip of the arrow, just your pupil, structures, so the extrinsic eye muscles, structure, cochlea, structure, cochlea vestibular branch, which is just the cochlear nerve, I think. Vestibulocochlear nerve, yeah. Can I do a flip? Yes, I will do a flip for $5. You gotta milk it where you can. These are the ciliary bodies, since we looked those up earlier. Okay. We'll go through, what structure should we do again? Okay, you guys pick. Should we do the brain model dissection, which looks, I'll show you what they both look like. So here's the brain stuff versus nerve stuff. Feel like probably should do brain, but I don't know. I don't know a lot of these. Like, these are the fascicles, which I would have forgotten. And then epineurium and perineurium I also would have forgotten. I know that. So epineurium's the outside, perineurium's the inside fascicle. axon, yeah. So soma is the body. Nissal's bodies, yeah, you can't really see that. Should do brain. All right, we'll do the brain. Hopefully we have time because I do have to go actually take this exam soon. Okay, fill in the blank on this one. Probably will get wrong a lot because they have long definitions for the answers, but I'm just trying to see if I get that overall idea right. So deep groove means it's a fissure, like a groove in the ground, a fissure. So this is the transverse fissure because it divides front and back. Structure, so this is the cerebellum. This structure here, so it's like the optic tract, I think. Yeah, so this is the optic tract, which is weird, because then this is the optic chiasma, and this is the optic nerve coming out. I mean, you can't see it. It would go to the eye. Not this way, like that. Weird, though. Optic tract. Nerve. So these are the ones where my learning isn't great. So olfactory is up here. Optics right here. Then oculomotor is somewhere. Then we have, that's the mammary body. So then this is abducens. And then we have trochlear. And then like trigeminal is up here somewhere. So I think that's just trochlear. Yeah, that's right. Because it's going to want trochlear nerve, but cool. Let's go over this again. So olfactory, optic, oculomotor, and then it's trochlear, trigeminal, and then abducens, facial, vestibulocochlear, and then going this way again, it's in the front, glossal, pharyngeal, right? Yeah. And then hypoglossal above that, and then vagus behind that, and then accessory behind that. Did I miss any? No. Okay, cool. Okay. Gray structure at the back. So this is the hippocampus, actually. And it surrounds all this stuff. What are these again? Basal ganglia, I think. Yes, basal ganglia, because it's the basal layer. So the structure at the front is the olfactory bulb. Structure at the tip of the arrow. Where's the arrow? Okay, up here. So this was the this whole area was the diencephalon, and this structure in the very front. This is the mammary bodies. This is the yeah, I guess I don't remember. Oh, so this is the cerebral peduncle still. Okay, so that's what I was. So this is the cerebral peduncle. Cool. So nerve, olfactory, optic, oculomotor. Can't really see, but I assume then this big one would be the trigeminal. Right? Yeah, so trigeminal. It's so hard to see on these drawings. Back of the brain is the occipital. Yeah. So these are the ones that I'm really good at looking at the brain. So this is the same thing. It's the trigeminal. Deep groove is the transverse fissure. Already did that. We got 21 viewers, guys. Come on. Why do we have so many viewers? So this is the pineal gland up here. This is the corpora quadgemina, with the superior colliculi, inferior colliculi, and then this is the pituitary gland, which is above the mammary bodies right there. And then what attaches it? So white structure is the arbor vitae. So the overall structure, I just named that. So the corpora quadgemina. Corpora quadgemina. Quadrigemina. This is underrated content. Well, it better be. Studying time. Structure at the tip of the arrow. So hypothalamus first. So I think this is just the hypothalamus. Thalamus up here. And then, so this should just be the hypothalamus. Yeah. What? I'm not a Skyblock player. Who? Oh, I'm AFK. Come on, come on. Who would have Minecraft open while you're studying? Why'd I get kicked? Lame. Anyway. No downtime. White structure at the tip of the arrow. So we have the corpus callosum and then the fornix. So this is the corpus callosum. Or corpus callosum, sorry. This is the fornix, the bottom. What is the name for that? I actually do need to know this. So, choroid plexus. Got it. So it's the choroid plexus that's surrounding this. So, on the brain, right around this is the choroid plexus. And that's definitely going to be on it, for sure. The space up here is the third ventricle. Fourth ventricle, so this is where fluid goes in the brain. Then it goes up the cerebral aqueduct to the third ventricle, then the lateral ventricle, and then it does stuff. I don't know. But so these two, that's the same thing, just from a completely different view. So this is the superior colliculi. This is the back of the brain, so the occipital lobe. General area, so this is the diencephalon. Studying for my biology exam in like an hour, which means I have to leave pretty soon, actually. Anyway, lobe. So we've got occipital in the front. Frontal in the front, occipital in the back, parietal right here. So this should be either temporal or occipital. I'm going to assume they want temporal. Yeah. The nerve at the tip of the arrow. Okay, so this is where it gets harder to remember them. Up here was olfactory and optic. So they should be oculomotor. Yes. It's so hard to tell from every different angle. That's definitely the hardest part. Okay. The structure up here, this is the mammary body, right? Yeah. Isn't this the pituitary gland? Okay. So, yeah, I just said that. Pituitary gland. Gray thingy. So this was the basal ganglia. Right? Basal ganglia. Yes. I didn't really remember that one very well, so that's why I'm excited I remember that. So, the name for the top of this, so this is the cerebral peduncle, I guess. This was the pons, and this is the medulla oblongata. Parietal lobe. Structure. So hypothalamus, thalamus. So this is the intermediate mass of thalamus is what they want, the full name. Yeah. All right. Nerves. Abducens nerve. Look at this. I'm actually starting to remember them. So this is trigeminal, trochlear, oculomotor, optic, and this is abducens, facial, vestibulocochlear, hypoglossal, glossopharyngeal, vagus, accessory. Yo, I'm getting those down. This is sick. But then I see something like this, and I'm like, okay, wait, where is everything? I know this one's optic, though, and olfactory, and then this would be like oculomotor right here, which means then trochlear, trigeminal, abducens, I guess, and then yeah, abducens, facial, vestibulocochlear. I mean, I can't even see him, but that's optic. So this is like the cerebral cortex, the outside layer. Yeah, getting these down. We're getting this. Okay, structure at the tip of the arrow. This is the pituitary gland. So then this is the cerebral peduncle, I think. No, I'm dumb. Oh, dang it. So this is the front, so it's the pituitary gland. This is the mammary body. Oh, because then this is the peduncle. So this is the mammary body. I'm actually not sure what that does, but yeah. Deep groove. So this is the transverse fissure. This is like the median sulcus, the lateral cerebral sulcus, yeah. So lateral cerebral sulcus. I actually did not remember that. And it divides the frontal and the temporal lobe. So lateral cerebral sulcus. I need to remember that. So this whole area is just the cerebellum. I mean cerebrum. Yeah, cerebrum. The marine. So this thing, found in all ventricles at the tip of the arrow. This was the one that I was trying to remember, and it's the choroid plexus, because you have the choroid layer of the eye, and this is the choroid plexus, and it surrounds all the ventricles. The specific ridge. So this is the cingulate gyrus that surrounds the corpus callosum. And then on the inside here is the lateral ventricle. And I don't remember what that thing is, the name for this. But the space. So this is the fourth ventricle. This is the, optic chiasma, mammillary body. Then this is the one underneath of it, is the infundibulum. So that was the one I need to remember. So if you cut the pituitary gland off, underneath of it is the infundibulum. So the pair of structures at the bottom is the inferior colliculi, white structure, corpus callosum, passageway, cerebral aqueduct, space, fourth ventricle. Okay, so these are back to the nerves that I need to actually remember. So we have this, and then right behind it, is that still actually just oculomotor still? Seems so big. Yeah, I guess so. Okay. All four parts is the corpora quadgemina, right? Because it's all four parts here. Right above it on this little thing is the pineal gland. But yeah, corpora quadgemina. Corpora quadgemina. Structure at the tip of the arrow here. I'd say that's just the hypothalamus, but it's so hard to see on this. No. So this is actually either the optic nerve or the optic chiasma. Optic chiasma. You can't see on here, but yeah. Well, these are sheep brain, not human brain, if you were wondering about that. So the pons, this is the medulla. So medulla oblongata. Optic chiasma again. Thin membrane. Okay, so this one I actually do not remember. It's the septum pellucidum. Or pellucidum. Oh, also, let me turn this off for a second. I have a video to watch to go over this, which I uploaded to YouTube. So we're going to watch my own video on stream. Woo. Oh, I got to dismiss my 17 copyright strikes from yesterday from streaming with music on. Oopsies. All right. Brain time. Again, everyone better watch this right now, or else you're all going to jail. Just kidding. You don't have to.
Right.
We're watching it together.
So here's our...
Okay, so let's turn this back on. Okay.
You can see this little line in the spinal cord. That's the central canal of the spinal cord.
I didn't even get a haircut. I just took a shower.
But it's something you have to know on the spinal cord model. So the first bump is the medulla oblongata.
Yeah. So this is a video my teacher had us take.
Medulla oblongata, pons.
So this is what it's actually going to look like in
the
person.
Cerebellum with the white arbor vitae. At the base of that arbor vitae tree is a little triangle, and that's going to be the fourth ventricle, this little triangle in here. Then we have the cerebral aqueduct that goes up here, and then under the inferior colliculus, so this is the cerebral aqueduct, and the cerebral aqueduct connects the third and fourth ventricle. So this space right here around the thalamus and in the hypothalamus is all third ventricle. And you can see some
She's
of
trying to talk really slow as well.
Plexus that's inside
just so
of
it's
that
easy
third
to study
ventricle.
off of this.
So that's choroid plexus.
She's really good at talking slowly. So I usually watch her lectures and stuff on double speed.
Pellucidum.
Okay, that was the septum pellucidum.
Lateral ventricles.
I need to remember that.
And if we go on the other side of the brain,
same with the infundibulum. I don't remember that either, really. Infundibulum, septum pellucidum.
Plexus inside. And this is more choroid plexus in the third ventricle, which is around the thalamus. So lateral ventricle, third ventricle.
I didn't say it was skyblock.
The lateral ventricle is above the fornix, The third ventricle is below the fornix. So this white arch is the fornix. It connects the hypothalamus to the hippocampus. So over on this side of the brain, we've got our corpus callosum. That's this top arch. Above the corpus callosum is the cingulate gyrus. That's part of the limbic system.
Yeah, go study.
We have
Come
our
on.
thalamus, hypothalamus, and the hypothalamus is between the thalamus, the mammillary body, and the optic chiasma, which is missing from this particular brain. We also have the pineal gland, much bigger in sheep than in our human brain models. The superior colliculus, inferior
this is one of the
colliculus,
dissected models from my
peduncle.
class.
So the pons is the bulge, and then the next little stripe
Could be
that's
mine.
on the
No,
other
mine was
side
better.
of the cerebral aqueduct
But
from
still.
the inferior colliculus is the cerebral peduncle.
Wait,
Septum
cerebral
pellucid,
peduncle?
inferior colliculus is the cerebral peduncle.
Okay. Yeah, oh yeah, because it's right in front of the
Septum
pons.
pellucidum, that membrane
Cerebral
that divides our two lateral
Septum
ventricles.
pellucidum. I need to remember that as well.
And then if we look on the
So-
parasite,
Or the ones that I need to remember. There was the septum pellucidum, and then we've got the part where the pituitary gland attaches, which is the infundibulum. Okay, I almost forgot that.
section. So we open this up,
Okay.
hopefully. There we go. Then we can see the hippocampus.
Yes, those are the hippocampus.
The hippocampus is the back of the brain.
Yeah, I
closer
need to
the
write it down.
cerebellum.
This is the basal cell
then the
ganglia.
gray matter
So I have an hour and a half lecture for this class right before the lab part. So during the lecture, I'm going to make some notes and then do that.
The front with the white streaks.
So I'm not too worried about writing stuff down right now. I'm going to do that when I get into class.
Going
during
through it
class.
is your basal nuclei. So this kind of area with
This is
the white
the
streaks
cerebral
is your basal
cortex,
nuclea.
The basal nuclei.
hippocampus
The basal or the hippocampus
arches
surrounds
around
the whole thing.
inside that lateral ventricle. So if we go,
See what else she's talking about here.
thin nerve. The trigeminal nerve comes off of the pons, and it's a big fat nerve. Then on the other side, you can see the olfactory bulb with the olfactory tract leading back to the pyriform.
I mean, it's pretty. What do you mean it's complex in India? It's the same brain no matter where you are in the body. I have over 300 terms just for this one section, which we have to do pretty much every week. So for the lab and the lecture, they're on opposite weeks for the exams. So you only get a week to learn them. But if I was going to fill in the blank for all of these, which are all just different things, this is not even close to all the stuff for it either, but it's 87 terms there, 97 there, and 67 there. Mine are all in person. We just also have these as well. So I guess that is an advantage, is that we have this stuff online. But I mean, it's online for anyone. You can find this anywhere. Yeah, so this is the back of the retina, by the way. But this will be the practice exam. I've gotten this one down because I actually got 100 on it, just on the retake here, because the few that I got wrong, it was okay, that's right. But I think I missed one. I mean, that's the same thing. Yeah, this was the one I actually missed. So this is where the optic disc would be. The fovea is this whole thing, and then the fovea centralis is this little dot, and then around it is the core. No, not the choroid. What is it? The macula. That's what it is. I actually just remembered that. This is the macula. This is the fovea centralis, and this is the optic disc over here. What year is this? This is a freshman class. I am not a freshman, but I switched degrees, so technically I am, but not the age of a freshman. So most of a finance degree, and I did not finish it because I switched. Because I like nursing more. I don't know. We'll make a video on that at some point, but we'll mention it in stream a few times. All right, I'm gonna go get some coffee, relax for a bit, and then go to class and study some more in class before the actual exam. I am 21. All right, see you guys. Thanks for learning about the brain. Ooh.